everyone, welcome back. Hi, we're down at Red River, me and Diesel, and we're having fun. Beautiful sunny day, there he is. Beautiful sunny day, and just going to see what we can, nice pictures I can take today. I'm not doing some painting out of here today. I think I'm going to take it back to the studio and do it, but I want to get some really nice photos, bugs and all sorts of things that we can get. So let's have a go. So we're coming through here, look, this looks really nice spot as usual. That lovely clearing that we've always come to. Diesel, come on. Look at this rainbow just coming in front of me, look, this rainbow line. This is what I'm always talking to you about, like when you see things like for your neuro art as well, how the lines, like they bend, and those colours, just look at those colours of that going up and down there. Absolutely beautiful. And now it's disappeared, look. Amazing. What I like about the clearing that's here, especially today, there's hardly a clearing. It probably would be a nice place now to come and sit and paint if I wanted to do some mark making and all sorts of things. Right up, look. These are such beautiful trees. I'll show you around. Whee! Does that make you all dizzy? Diesel's investigating. He's down there. He's well camouflaged, isn't he? Let's see what we can see. One thing I've learned, that all the Nero lines, of course, they're organic shapes. And I've been, all this time with my abstract work, I've been trying to create the branches of the trees and things in an abstract way. Well, I don't know why I don't just, it's been hitting me in the face all the time, the Nero lines. They're all here. It's just Nero lines, and that's all that I need to do to be able to represent these trees and the branches that I so much love and find so difficult to, you know, to show. And it's not easy. I love the sound of the trees when they're like this. It's so beautiful. And the bridge, it's way down there. And here comes those beautiful rainbow lines again. Aren't they beautiful? Look how they go up and down. Sunshine. These are all things that you need to pull into your work rather than just painting the basic tree. Basic tree is boring. I don't want to be boring. I want to be different. I want my art to be different. I can see a bug just flying just right in front of us right now. He's gone. Goes back. See if you can spot him. Beautiful shimmering of the stream. Just babbling along. This tree, it's been here for years and years and years. I'm getting on a little bit now, and it's been here right from me being little. But look at all the ivy that's up here. Covers it right the way it goes right up. Really, really big tall tree. And look at all those Nero lines at the top. In and out. More. Down here there's usually lots of butterflies. You know, like you have your buddleias bushes. I think that these kind of act more like those, even though that they're not those. And you always see lots of butterflies down here. So let's take a look. There's a squirrel just going up the tree, just running through. I don't think I can catch it. So if you look at the shadows, look at all the Nero lines in these shadows. So if you're looking for inspiration, you can come and take photographs of these, and it, you know, you could perhaps push your pen around with a penny or a crystal like I've done before, and then you'd be able to enjoy and see if they can take you in the direction and get you some compositions for your work. They're everywhere that you look, in the trees, in the streams, in the shadows, everywhere. It would have been a perfect day to come down and paint today, but time wasn't on my side, I'm afraid. You have to learn, these are no, come. You have to learn that something that Louise Fletcher always taught us, that, you know, that you, even when you've only got a short space of time, you can still accomplish a lot. So I've been down here like 3/4 of an hour to an hour walking around, and you know, the inspiration of everything that I've caught while I've been down here has been well worth it. I mean, look at the amount of Nero lines there is there. Thousands and thousands. So beautiful. Dragonflies flying around. Wow, great big one there. You can see him going right across, look. Butterflies. There he is, there's the dragonfly. And some little tiny photos of here. I didn't want you to miss out, of some bugs and some close-ups of flowers. I couldn't resist, so I sectioned these off for you. And the ducks, they're hidden well. They're just swimming over there, look, can you see? Wow, that dragonfly is huge. It's as big, it looks as big as a bird. I wish it would land and I could take a photo. Some blue dragonflies around here. Quite a few. Flying around. They look like they have blue lights. And the water, it seems alive with insects. Whee, there's the dragonfly. There's a blue one. Seem to be so busy. The bulrush is coming again. They're taller than me. This is, we see it up here. It's a beautiful clear day today, but you see some absolutely amazing clouds up here. And they always look so very strange. Even the roots of the trees, these trees are really old. Where these are sniffing now, with all the moss growing on them. Look at all those narrow lines. See the connections that we do? And then the shadows of the trees above. Beautiful. It's all there. And even what the people have bungled up, the helpers, when they've bungled all the trees and the branches up, well, and chopped them back. Just all there. I love this area as well. Look, the barbed wire going across. Beautiful composition here with the branch that's going up there, look. Where is it? Up there, look. And then the farmer's field. And then the sky at the back. Perfect composition, either high up, so you're showing more sky, or low down. And these photos are the ones that I've taken the inspiration from. Hi, so I'm back in the studio. It's nice and cool up here. I've got windows open on both sides. And so let's see what we can create. So I thought I'd put some gesso on this time. So I've taped off the edges around the outsides of the corner of my book. And I'm just going over it with some gesso because I fancy creating a bit of a background for a change, a bit more of a background. So I'm putting it on quite thick up to the edge. I want, I'm still going to be using watercolour actually, but I want it to sit on top. So doing it nice and quick and nice and thick. And then I'm going to leave this to dry or dry it off. So we'll do it like a double page spread, I think. That's it. Straightforward. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. While it's wet a little bit, I'm just going to put in a little bit of grain in here, just with an old chopstick. I use this all the time for my art. Yes, Smokey Joe, we can hear you. Smokey Joe from Mexico. It's just a budgie. Yeah, then when that dries, it'll give it a bit more of a grain in there. And if there's parts that I don't like that's a bit too much, then you can just change it. Okay. I'm going to leave that to to dry. Okay, I liked the picture that I took where there was like sky at the top, and then there was like barbed wire coming down, and then there was all this lovely greenery that was down here. So I'm going to just do a rough version of that. Now I just wanted to show you how lovely that this sits on top of the effect that it gives, sitting on the top of gesso. It gives a lovely effect. So I'm just going to go up to there with the sky at the moment, and then I'm going to come in with a darker grey higher up. Let me just and that's going to go over the top of the, giving the feeling of the sky coming a little bit closer to you. It's sitting lovely on that gesso. But now I'm going to go in and I'm going to twist it with a baby wipe. Twisting it all in. Remember I told you about there's no rules, so just enjoy it, mix it all in how you want, and create the effects that you want, not what other people are telling you to do. And enjoy, most of all, that's the thing, enjoy. Might be they want to take out all of that on that side. Just rub it all in. It's a nice effect already. And I am going to get rid of that bit of paper white. I'm doing it all in real time for you today because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to concentrate on the under layers. So I'm going to take my black ink. Remember what I said about these under layers. Taking black ink and a pencil. So pencil first. Just going to do some lines all down here. Oh, looks like we're going to have a bird song while we're here. Change your hands. Don't look what you're doing. Just go round and round. Oh, the sun's gone in. Gone a little bit darker. I do apologise. Hey, lovely. Okay, now at the top here was where this fence was. So while it's still wet, I'm going to come across, do a nice wavy line. And I'm going to do the posts wonky, because if they were straight, it would be very boring. Okay, and then in between, and this is just disappearing into the distance. Yeah, so it's like this, woo, so it's all different. Can't see it very well at the moment, but I will show you when it's close up. And then I'm going to take my ink, black ink, just dipping it in this little box here, look. And again, just going, oh, there's quite a big bleb on the end, so I'm just going to go round. So this is where now I'm getting, in the picture, there was some dark areas down here. So I'm getting this contrast in because I've already put a lot of contrast in at the top. Dark area was down here. There was lots of it in between. There was some here. The black ink, it works really well. Swishing it about like this. Getting these lovely areas. And then doing it across it like this, look.
giving it a nice dark bottom part here. And already the eye's going around the page. So let's bring that across. And the ink sits lovely on these greens. So perhaps just a little bit up here. And some more dark down here. Not controlling, I'm just rolling this chopstick across. Just rolling it backwards and forwards. You could do this with just let me get it out. You could do this with a palette knife. I'll show you. Oh yeah, look at that. Even nicer. Smudgy tone. And remember that two areas are going to be the same. This area is smaller than this area. This area is going up more. Let's take it up more. On top. Here. Don't ever worry, because you can always go back in with more gesso. Put that in there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this. So now I'm mixing these greens. These greens are important. If I used this green that was straight out of my palette here, wrong brush. If I use this green straight out of my palette here, I just want to show you this green. It's just green straight out the palette, and it's boring. It's the green that everybody uses, but you need to make your own greens. Let me just get that off of there. So we need lots of yellow. I haven't got much of my yellow left, I'm afraid. Lots of yellow, and then a tiny bit of black. Now look at these for green. These are the greens that are actually in the woods. They're real. They're there. You know, they're more realistic. They are not like the greens that we would use, you know. And you're able to go over this now with this ink, with these greens. If you want, you can take some away because you got gesso down, and so you can create your own gaps where you want them. Maybe I don't like that bit, and maybe I just want that one bit sticking up. There. Okay. And maybe I want it to be a little darker. Just add more black. Now you can do this with acrylics. You can do it with watercolour. Do it with whatever you want. I like the watercolour effect on top of the gesso because it sits on top, and I think that is important. So I'm going to go for a little bit lighter green up here now, because the sun was shining a little bit lighter green. So I'm just splashing it on, and I'm just going to put some lines going through. And thank you for your lovely sounds that you're making. Here we are. And you see that when you go over this black now, this will look lovely. Bit more water, I think. And you can just take some away, so your black still remains there, and your green, but you can put it and move it around however you want. Yeah. With the greens, I've got 3 different greens here. I've got a dark green, a medium green, and a very lime green going on up here. I'll have some more lime green up here towards the sky. Pushing that in. And then I'll use some of the ordinary out of the palette. You can see now that this is not a real green. It doesn't look anything like any of the leaves or colours that we have, that you see outside. It's just, yeah. So I'm just going to scrape through this now with the end of my brush. Remember, I am still playing. I'm not trying to make an end result painting. This is just all play, remember? All play. And I'm going to aim this at nearer graphic. There's a different green look. You can do lots of other different methods of greens. I can't bear that colour green. I'm going to have to take it away. You can do all different kinds of different colours of greens, and you know, just trying them out as swashes, and you can get hundreds and hundreds. It's a bit darker, so we'll go down here. So at the moment we're taking large patchy areas and we're filling it. Large patchy areas, we can always go back. Towards the top it would be lighter. Like under that tree, you remember, of the photograph. But remember, this is abstract, so it sits so lovely on the top of here. Feels so nice too. Add some more dark. It's nice. Of course, down at the bottom here, no matter where you are and what you're looking at, that is going to be darker, whether we want it to be or not, because it's underneath, and it will be darker. Very dark green here, different to all the others. What I'm going to do, put some on, and I'm going to run it up. See how much fun I'm having with the paint though? I'm not being precious with it at all. I'm just going up with it and just enjoying it. Okay, so now this area here is dried and they're the light areas. This dark area hasn't. And what I want to do, spray it with a bit of water and just tilt it down and run it forward and run it down. Oh, look at that big fat runner there. I don't want that. And be ready with your baby wipe. Let's get some runners going up. Yeah, enjoy it. Look at that one, that piece. It's going right up. It's getting thinner towards the top. I like that. This is how you get your narrow lines too. So this time I'm going to add a little bit more darker so we can see these runners more. Water. Again, coming from here, because it's gessoed, I'm going to get those runners. Push them over. Nice one coming up here. Remember, you can add and remove paint as you want. This is where it comes into play. Lovely. It's great fun. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry. I need to leave that to dry now. Just before I change over onto fast time, I just wanted to show you, I need to move my book round to show you. Obviously, we want to create differences, so got fatter lines at the bottom here, because these would be a lot more thicker. And then you're going to have some finer lines, and so that they will be, like your narrow lines here will be a lot smaller and thinner. So the same up here, these are nice and thin. So you just use the very tip of your pen, or use a different kind of pen. They don't have to be perfect. We're not after perfection here. It's not like when I'm doing a circle or anything. We're just bringing this into my work now, and as part of the abstract, because I've been doing quite a few things. I've been doing sketchbook work, haven't I, for you all, and myself obviously, and then I've been doing neuro lines and neuro art. And it dawned on me today that maybe there's a way to bring them all in together, so that it's just another mark in my art. And as you can see, it's making it look quite effective, because the lines are coming through and they do look kind of like treeified. And you can do them in I can do them in black, or I could do them in white, and you know, there's lots of different ways that we can do them. But if you remember, when we looked up at the trees, that's what we saw. And they were all beautifully crossing over. And it was so nice to see. So I do apologise that this is all a very long video. But if you're really wanting to learn and see which way the abstract work does go, it's worth watching till the end, because you're going to learn something, because I've learned something myself. The photography and how that comes into it together, and how it really blends it all in. You know, it all works as one. And that's what I'm wanting for you all to remember, that, oh, just one thing, don't be frightened to kind of wrap around a line that's already been done. You don't have to always put in, you don't always have to put in the connections here. You can just go off on a tangent here, you know. It's neuro art, but it's just like what you want it to be. So that's the difference between neuro art and neurographica. So it's different. So I'm going to put some splats in here, in this corner, because I feel that it needs some, and here in black. Yep, maybe a couple up there. And this isn't far from being finished now. There's a bit too much black here. I don't want to lose the black. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some gesso. Oh, if I can undo it. And I'm going to use my palette knife. Make sure it's clean. Go in with the gesso. And I'm just going to take some over the top here. So let's mix it in a bit. Don't like that part there. So with my baby wipe, my trusty baby wipe, I can remove that. So now straight away, that's made that different to that, but it's added more light straight in. Yeah, do you get that? I could not have created that mark. That's beautiful. It goes right up into the sky now. Yeah, that's all that it needed. Might break some up on this side a little bit too. These narrow lines, I might just break them up a bit. Why not? Normally I drag it down from the sky. This time we're dragging down and up. A little bit more there. I love how that's a little bit wet there. Just cover it up. There we go. Just slide it on. It's beautiful. Beautiful. a little bit there. And a little bit here, I think. So it's sending his eye around that picture. And then we can go back in with the edge here. Bring up some, we know there's black under there now and green. And bring some of these lines up through it. And if you don't like them and you want to separate them, then just wipe it off. Here a little bit. Try and make them, rather than straight, try and make them a bit more organic, because that's what we saw when we was out in the photos. They were organic shapes. And there we have it. What I'm going to do next is take off the taking off the masking tape now. See, it leaves a nice border around the edge. And really, for me, this has just been like a mark making session, but I've combined all the Nero art in there with abstract art from the photographs that I've seen this morning and taken, and it's made it really, really nice. Another nice page in my book, and also made some nice new marks with the Nero lines going around the edge. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's have a look. And then this is the nicest bit where the sky is, because we blended this really well. If you remember, it came down lovely. I'll give you some close-up pictures in a minute when I've taken this off. There we go. Just turn this round now. And there we have it, it's finished. What I'm going to do is, I'll, like I say, I'll show you some pictures now, and yeah. I just remembered I got this lovely stencil, and so I thought it would be nice to just pop it on top of here. Remember how we looked through those trees at that photograph? And you could see through these leaves, and it was blowing about, and then you could see up there. So I'm just going to pop this in now. I'm just using a little bit of de-stress ink for this, and rubbing it round on a brush. You could do this with anything really, and then I'm just going to add that to it. It's only slightly darker. You're still going to be able to see the other things through it. It's only slightly darker. See if I can get this across here. Because for this particular picture that I was doing, I was looking through the tree when I took this picture, and I'll put it at the side of it in a minute, and you'll see how my brain has actually remembered and captured this. And I've not looked at the picture not once, but my own brain has captured it, and I really like that. So I'm just going to pop this here. Excuse the budgie in the background, he's being a bit of a pain at the moment. And get this down here a little bit. I think that will just about do it. Yeah, lovely. And that's just finished that off nicely. I'll show you a picture.
So here, the photographs that I've taken, you can see the trees are either coming from the top or from the bottom or from the side. But your mind photographs these photographs, so then you can move them around, and that's what abstract is all about, that you can move them around and have your leaves and trees and things come from whichever direction that you want. But this is how it works. This is abstract art. Okay, so what a lovely day. All this has been done just from being out and about and taking lots of photographs and
you know, and everything that I've said to you, it's just been all in all, on and off, it's been a lovely creative day. And I did it only a bit at a time. I was out for about an hour because diesel was getting too hot and I was a bit stuck for time, if I'm being fair. I'd got to get back, and then but now it's evening time and I've been able to sit and I've been able to just play. I've just played with the marks that you've seen and I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I hope you have too. And just through play, wasn't out there to create a picture, but it ended up being quite nice in my book, and yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that, and I hope you are. A nice long video and all in real time. I was going to put in quite a bit of time lapse in there, but people have been saying that they'd like to see something a bit longer, so I've shown you the best that I can, and that's my little style. That's what it's the greens. This picture is about the greens. These are like the real greens that's out there from the photographs, not this green. This horrible green that's in this palette here. It's not. It's like, it's just a prime colour, isn't it? It's not anything that's special. So try not to just think to yourself, oh, I'm going to paint with that green. Get those yellows down, or your oranges, and then add your blacks, and then go from there. You can either make them more orangey and then go more towards reds and browns and a bit more warm, or you can go a bit more cool, you know, and go the other way. So, but just enjoy it, and you know, that was mainly what that was about today. And having a go at seeing if I can bring a little bit of neuro art in as well, because of all those things that we've seen. And yes, I would be able to paint a realistic painting of like one of the bugs on the flowers that was on the photographs, and or on a leaf, and I could paint that realistically, and then I could still add some neuro lines in the background, very, very faint. You remember that quiet conversation? I think that would look like really, really nice, you know, by sloshing some paint about in the background and adding some neuro lines in the background first, and then painting a realistic painting on the top. I think that would look amazing, and probably my next video actually, because there's lots of ways that I could do that. I'm sorry about the light keeps changing. It's because the sun is coming through, and then it goes in and then it comes out and everything. So anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed that and you can take away something from it. So neuro lines, a good extra mark making for all you abstract painters out there, you know, a new mark. So have a look at some of the neuro videos if you've not done, you know, if you are an abstract painter, look back and have a look at some of them. And there was a good one further back on, I think it was neuro drip trees. That was, I started to bring it in a little bit more then. Yeah, enjoy. And I hope you're taking something from this. Okay, so bye bye for now. Enjoy.